Listen closely. The chains are not on your hands. They are in your thoughts. You were never trapped by the world. You were chained by your own mind. And the worst part? You forged every link yourself. Every excuse. Every moment you chose comfort over growth. Every time you said tomorrow instead of now. You were building your own cage. Brick by brick. Thought by thought. Until the walls became so familiar, you called them home. Let me tell you what chains really look like. Fear. That voice that whispers you're not ready, not good enough, not strong enough. It keeps you frozen, paralyzed, watching others rise while you stay buried in what-ifs. Comfort. That soft prison that feels like safety. It tells you to rest, to wait, to stay where it's warm. But comfort is a slow death, a quiet surrender, a grave you dig one lazy day at a time. Excuses, the stories you tell yourself to justify weakness. I'm too old, too young, too broken, too late. Lies wrapped in logic, chains disguised as reason, past pain. Those failures you carry like weights, you wear your scars like shackles, convinced that what happened defines what's possible. You let yesterday control tomorrow, validation, the need to be seen, approved, accepted. You gave strangers the keys to your worth, and now you're waiting for permission to be free. Laziness. The gravitational pull toward nothing. It tells you effort is optional. That discipline is extreme. It wants you soft, dependent, controlled. These are your chains. Invisible, silent, deadly. And here's the truth you don't want to hear. You've been comfortable in them, because being chained means you never have to face what you could become. It's easier to stay small, easier to blame circumstances than confront your own weakness, easier to scroll, consume, distract, than to build something that demands your soul. But let me paint you a picture. The picture of staying chained. Years from now. You're still in the same place, same habits, same excuses, same fear. You watch others become who you could have been, and the regret, it doesn't scream, it whispers every single day. What if? What if I had started? What if I had pushed through? What if I had believed I was worth the fight? That's the cost of comfort, not dramatic failure, but slow erosion, potential rotting in the comfort zone. Dreams dying in the silence of inaction. You don't lose in one moment. You lose in 1,000 small surrenders. But there's another path, and it starts with a single realization. The awakening. The moment you look at your life and see it clearly. No filters, no excuses, just raw truth. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a product of your choices. Every chain you accepted. Every limit you believed. Every cage you built. And if you built it, you can destroy it. This is the moment. The choice point. Where the mind refuses to obey old programming. No permission needed. No approval required. No perfect conditions. Just a decision. I will not live like this anymore. Freedom begins the second you stop negotiating with weakness. The second you stop asking if you can, and you simply decide. But deciding is only the beginning. Chains don't break from wishes, they break from force. And that force is discipline. Discipline is the key you've been searching for. Not motivation, not inspiration. Discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that burns when the spark dies. It's waking up when your body begs for sleep. It's training when your mind screams for rest. It's choosing the hard path when the easy one is right there. Every act of discipline weakens the chains. Every rep, every page, every hour of focus. You're not just building strength, you're dismantling the prison. Suffering becomes your teacher. Pain becomes your proof. Consistency becomes your weapon. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop needing to feel motivated. You act, regardless. Because the version of you that breaks chains doesn't need to feel like it. They simply do it. And here's where most people fail. They announce their transformation. They post, they declare, they perform, seeking validation before the work is done. But true freedom is built in silence. No announcements, no explanations, no need to be seen. You disappear into the work. While others are talking about change, you are becoming it. Quietly, relentlessly, without applause. This is the silent resistance phase, where you stop living for external approval and start building for internal respect. You train alone, you study alone, you suffer alone, not because you're isolated, but because you've learned freedom is an inside job. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. The old you starts to fade. The chains start to crack, and then it happens. The breaking point. Pain, pressure, doubt screaming in your skull. Your body wants to quit. Your mind wants to retreat. Every fiber of your being pulls you back toward comfort. But you don't move. You don't flinch. You push. One more rep. One more hour. One more day. You feel it. The chain's resisting, but you're stronger now, forged in discipline, hardened by repetition. And then, snap, the first chain breaks, fear loses its grip. You act anyway. Snap, comfort stops controlling you. You choose growth over ease. Snap, excuses die in your throat. You own your results. Snap, the past releases you. You are not your failures. Snap, validation becomes irrelevant. You don't need anyone's permission. Snap, laziness burns away. You've become the discipline. But chains fall, not all at once, but one by one until you stand. Train. And this is what freedom looks like. Not loud, not flashy, calm, controlled, unattached. You walk through a world that once controlled you. And nothing owns you anymore. No fear of judgment. No need for approval. No addiction to comfort. You've become sovereign, self-owned, unshakable. The free mind doesn't react. It responds. It doesn't chase. It builds. It doesn't hope. It executes. You've evolved beyond the version of you that needed chains to feel safe. Now you only need discipline, clarity, purpose. This is total personal evolution, not transformation you wear, transformation you are. And once you taste this freedom, you'll never go back. Because you've learned the secret. The chains were always optional. The cage was always unlocked. You just had to choose to walk out. So here's my question for you. Are you done? Done living small? Done being controlled by thoughts that aren't even yours? Done wasting potential on comfort and fear? Are you ready to break the chains? Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now. Because the world doesn't need another person living in a cage they built. It needs warriors, free minds, people who refuse to stay controlled. The chains are waning, and so is your freedom. But understand this, breaking chains is not a one-time event. It's a war, a daily war against the part of you that wants to go back to sleep. Every morning you wake up, the chains try to reform. Comfort whispers sweet lies. Fear plants new doubts. Old patterns pull at your mind like gravity. This is the truth they don't tell you. Freedom is not a destination, it's a practice. A relentless commitment to choosing power over weakness. Every single day. The wake break their chains once and think they're done. Then they wonder why they're trapped again. Because they stopped fighting. They stopped disciplining. They stopped choosing freedom. But you'll be different. Because you understand now, the chains will always try to come back. And you'll always refuse them. Not with anger. Not with struggle. With cold, unwavering discipline. You'll wake up and train when your body screams no. You'll choose the hard conversation when your ego wants to hide. You'll face your fears when your mind tells you to run, because you've learned. Chains don't break from hoping, they break from doing. From suffering, from refusing to surrender. And years from now, When people ask how you changed, you won't have some magical answer. You'll tell them the truth. I decided the chains had controlled me long enough, and I broke them. One day at a time, one choice at a time, one disciplined action at a time, until the person I was became a ghost, and the person I am is finally free. Now go. The chains are waiting, and so is the version of you that refused to stay controlled. And when you do, when you finally stand free, don't expect the world to celebrate. Most people are still chained, and they hate what you represent. Proof that the cage was always optional. Proof that they chose comfort. Proof that their excuses were lies. Your freedom will offend them. Your discipline will threaten them. Your evolution will expose them. They'll call you obsessed. Extreme. Too much. Let them, because their opinion was one of the chains. And you don't wear those anymore. You're not breaking free to be understood. You're breaking free to be unstoppable. So when they mock your routine, train harder. When they question your sacrifice, go deeper. When they tell you to slow down, accelerate, because you've seen both sides now. The chained life and the free one. And there is no comparison. Chains offer comfort. Freedom offers power. Chains offer safety. Freedom offers growth. Chains offer acceptance. Freedom offers self-respect. You chose power. You chose growth. You chose respect. Now live like it. Every day, every choice, every breath. This is your life. Unchained, uncontrolled, unstoppable. The war is won by those who refuse to surrender. You are one of them. Comment break the chains if you're done living controlled.